So I'm going to start with a poem that's good for the new year, all about eating healthy, which I'm sure will last until I get pizza tonight. I've been going to Whole Foods. That's right. My queer black ass has been all up in your Whole Foods. I guess you might think that's no big deal. I guess you might think wholesome food is for everybody, but I knew I didn't belong when the first food to greet me was something I couldn't pronounce in a color I'd never seen. Does nature make that shade of neon green? I knew I didn't belong when I saw how much they wanted to charge me for berries. I had to poke around, dye my fingers with black juice to see if maybe those berries had diamonds inside. I knew I didn't belong when I saw the people around me so in touch with their bodies, so in touch with their feelings, so in touch that none would dare to touch me. And even though I didn't belong, I stayed. You better believe I stayed, strolling down those sparkling clean aisles, taking up space like I'm staking out battleground for a revolution. Doing a call girl and Tiffany's giggle. Can't afford to touch a thing, but I sure can watch them sparkles. I'm doing research, see. I'm trying to get healthy. Not healthy like a yoga studio full of white girls healthy, but healthy like the kings and queens I come from who thrived and danced in prayer for the day I belong to me. And this Whole Foods, well, it's not exactly Africa, but how come I have to come here to find the food of my ancestors? Only they don't call it the food of my ancestors. They label it all fresh and new, as if it's just sprung up from the clean concrete floors, reaching up toward the nourishing light of fluorescent bulbs from the ceiling that stunts their growth. Nourishing. I keep seeing that word, and I think it means something different to me. See, I'm trying to get healthy and realizing it's going to take more than my body that has to change its intake. When getting healthy is one more battle in the centuries-long fight against colonization, I'm realizing I've got to find the food to nourish my soul. Let me drink spring waters of awakening and dig through broken glass until my blood-stained fingers embrace the dirt after I ventured past liquor stores to get out of my neighborhood, ventured through littered lawns measured in inches, and darkened windows smashed to beckon sunlight no body ever sees, to get to the Whole Foods that holds the body my body's made to eat, the food that my body's made to eat, lifted up into being by indigenous people who've never set foot on these floors. At Whole Foods, I learned to see my body as sweet. Sweet as agave and smooth as coconut oil, smelling like lavender and shea butter, born from stars bursting over plains ripe with the delicacies of our earth. And I think I might stay here all night. And not until morning will the price tags return to determine the value of what my body needs. Not until morning will you wake up and see me. And maybe this time, with the sun burning bright, you will see me. Before I leave Whole Foods, pack up my findings and bring my sweet body back to my people, to spill cleansed blood over our shattered pieces as we piece our lives together again.
Yeah.
One of the books I have over there is this super queer book of super queer poems.
Yeah.
This is one of them. It's called What Do I Mean by Queer? Queer isn't fuck you. I heard that once, and I tucked it so deep under my tongue that now I can't identify myself without cussing you out, and I'm almost sorry for that. And queer isn't fuck me, because it's not all about sex, but if you're getting something out of demanding an explanation from me, you best believe I'm making sure I get off first. Also, queer as in I can't draw a straight line for shit, because no, it's not all about sex. Some of it's about how I lean through the world, knowing nobody had me in mind when they came up with our society's design, and queer as in I must have cut school straight through anatomy lessons, because other people seem to know so clearly which parts belong on which bodies and whose bodies belong on whose bodies, and meanwhile I'm just trying to be somebody, sidling up to somebody, and I forget to check if their parts fit with mine. Queer as in no parts fit quite perfectly with mine. No parts of the globe or parts of the body or parts of speech in this language we speak. Queer as in I make up my own words. Come wrap your lips around them to see what I see.
Yeah.
So I have another book coming out very soon from Punk Hostage Press, which I'm really excited about. We're going to see it tonight. And I have a few poems in there all about some of the things that Black girls don't do. These are some other of those poems. They're called The People Say. Black girls don't watch Star Trek. So we'll call this a guilty pleasure. And how guilty must she be to boldly go into darkness unfamiliar, a space and time where all can explore on equal footing, even androids recognized for their humanity, while on today's Stardate, not even she gets the dignity of her own prime directive, of her own people's civilizations. She knows nothing of how our ancestors thrived before their suffering. Where's she boldly going when she don't even know where she's been? The people say something ain't right with her, and maybe it's true. Hear them say she got her head in the stars and watch her drift away. No, black girls don't watch Star Trek, and black girls don't read fantasy or slip away into any alternate reality when it's hard enough to hold on to the reality she's got, to operate her own life support system surrounded by so many systems of her demise. Her pleasure comes with guilt, and her guilt don't feel so good, so where's her space for fantasy? Is she even allowed to dream, to set today's truth aside and imagine the world anew? Can she dismantle her demise and rewrite her ancestors' legacy, carry their bones on starships and bury them in galaxies far, far away from this planet that's forgotten their names? Or is her reality an inescapable cage? Black girls don't recall the names of our dead. So call this an echo. When we say Trayvon, when we say Oscar, when we say Renisha, when we say Ayanna, when we say black boy is dead, when we say black girl is dead, when we say they didn't draw lines at gender and now they are dead, better to forget, better to keep head high, keep moving, better to survive, don't remember. Why is she trying to remember? The people say, stay strong, and she is. Hear them say, don't move wrong, and she can't help herself. What move is right when every step leads somewhere wrong? Black girl dead, shot sleeping in her bed. Black boy, magic. Someone had to stop him, stop him, stop them, stop. If only she could just stop. Could only forget Kendrick, Jonathan, Rekia, Jordan, Kayla, Tamir, Eric, Michael, Yvette, Tarika, Rumain, Amadou, Darian, Eleanor, Irvin, Pearlie, Kimani, Patrick, Catherine, Ronald, James. If she could just keep these names from her breath, if she could just hold her breath, she wouldn't. Thank you.
Yeah.